afternoon, you guys. Welcome back to another episode of Sports Under the Diesel as the Milwaukee Bucks tie this series up at 2 games apiece here with a 109-103 victory led by Chris Middleton's 40 points. A stellar performance by him as he went on a personal 10-0 run by himself as he outscored Phoenix 10-4 in the last 2 minutes of the ball game to secure the victory. And I'm going to tell you right now, Milwaukee looked dead in the water. They were down by 9 in the fourth. And I'm telling you, they were down 85-76, and I thought they didn't even remotely have a chance to win this ball game. I mean, they had no answer for Devin Booker with 42 points, who was just shooting the lights out of the gym. And then all of a sudden, a couple of key turnovers by Chris Paul in the last 3-4 minutes of this ball game turned the game around. But it was more than just that. You know, we could talk about Giannis, 26 points, 14 rebounds, 8 assists. We could talk about that and one of the greatest blocks in NBA Finals history, because if Milwaukee wins this is going to be right next to LeBron James's block on Andre Iguodala in Game 7 of the 2016 NBA Finals. But it was more than just that. We got to talk about Jrue Holiday. Poor shooting night, 4 of 20 from the field, but that doesn't matter. Him picking up Chris Paul full court every single possession to make sure he didn't get ahead of steam, to make sure he wasn't just walking into those pick and rolls from DeAndre Ayton. He did a phenomenal job, and obviously it's a team effort, but he did a fantastic job on keeping Chris Paul at bay. There was a couple of layups for Chris Paul, which I ultimately thought was going to get him going due to some miscommunication on the defensive side by Milwaukee. But Jrue Holiday, they just kept, and it was a very physical game. I was surprised at how many non-fouls there were called. A lot of people were surprised Devin Booker did not foul out in this ball game thanks to the bear hug he gave Jrue Holiday late in the fourth quarter. But, back to the point, big defense by Jrue Holiday. And another thing, we got to give Milwaukee some credit here. Only 5 turnovers in Game 4 here, which only led to 5 points for Phoenix. And believe it or not, Chris Paul had 5 turnovers by himself. So Milwaukee did a fantastic job taking care of the basketball, making sure that Phoenix did not get out in transition. And this is what happens when you take care of the basketball. You keep yourself in ball games like this where Milwaukee looked dead in the water because they took so much good care of the ball. Honestly, if they had 10, 12 turnovers, Phoenix was going to win this game. We're going back to Phoenix with a 3-1 Phoenix lead. End of story. But we're looking on the other side of that, only 5 turnovers by the Milwaukee Bucks. And then obviously we know, that Milwaukee is going to out-rebound Phoenix. We know that they're going to out-rebound Phoenix. 17 offensive rebounds is a little bit absurd, don't you think? But most of those offensive rebounds came when DeAndre Ayton wasn't even on the floor. And I'm telling you, DeAndre Ayton had 17 rebounds, and to think that they had 17 offensive rebounds in this ballgame as a team, there's no words that can fathom those statistics right there. And obviously, second chance points, we obviously know they favored the Milwaukee Bucks in this ballgame. But the biggest headliner in this ballgame is the 17 turnovers by the Phoenix Suns here, which led to 24 Milwaukee points. That's the big stat line, those 2 key turnovers by Chris Paul. And we all know Chris Paul. Chris Paul is a maestro in the pick and roll game, and he absolutely struggled to keep the ball in his hands. Every time he crossed over, that ball slipped right out of his hands. Now, granted, I'll give some credit to the Milwaukee defense because they did tip some balls away from Chris Paul as he was bringing it up the floor. But I also will say this, 17 turnovers, you're not winning many NBA Finals games with 17 turnovers. But as we look to Game 5 here, as you see, it's all about the number 5 because Chris Paul has had 5 turnovers in the last 3 games. In Games 2, 3, and 4, he's had at least 5 turnovers in the last 3 ball games. Obviously, we're looking to see him get back on track. Same thing with Jrue Holiday. We know he's going to shoot a lot more efficiently than this, and he's got to shoot a lot more efficiently than this because Milwaukee cannot win by the skin of their teeth like this because, honestly, if it's a close game, I'm picking Phoenix. Phoenix has got a closer and a good shooter, but Chris Middleton reminded the whole entire country that, don't forget, I can close out a ball game too. So if it's a close game, it's up in the air. This is a very even series right now. Like I said, CP3, Drew Holiday, we got to see them both get back on track, scoring the ball, being an assist man, doing everything that we're accustomed to seeing them doing. Obviously, Drew Holiday has been really good at defensively, like I have said earlier. So, and then the other big adjustment I would love to see is, hey, Monty Williams, why not throw Cam Johnson in the starting lineup? No disrespect to Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges has played fantastic here in the finals, but 3 of 4 from the field, 7 points. And Cam Johnson had 10 points, multiple rebounds, had a block shot. Cam Johnson has been way more of a factor in this series than Mikal Bridges has been, especially in games 3 and 4. Mikal Bridges has been an absolute non-factor. But Cam Johnson, every time Cam Johnson comes in, he's diving on the floor, going after the 50-50 balls. He's dunking on people. He's blocking shots. He's doing everything. He's doing all the little things that help you win ball games. And I would like to see that adjustment. I don't know. I don't think Monty Williams will make that adjustment, but Milwaukee just has not had an answer for Cam Johnson when he comes into the ball game. He's hitting open threes. Jay Crowder was making them pay. There was so many defensive mishaps by the Milwaukee Bucks that led to open threes by Booker, Crowder. Mikal Bridges had one. Cam Johnson. Even Cameron Payne had a 3. Just defensive mishaps by the Milwaukee Bucks. But that is all the time I have for you guys right now. Thank you guys so much for your time. If you haven't already, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate that greatly, and I appreciate your support. Thank you guys again. I will see your faces all in the next one. Deuces.